So let's get started at a high level by covering, well, what is EQX exactly? By definition, at a high level, EQX is a fungible ERC20 token built on the Ethereum blockchain. But more importantly, EQX is the native token of EQIFi. And by holding it and using EQX on the platform, it actually enhances the results that you're able to get with the EQIFi platform. And we're going to cover that in a bit. At a high level, if we look at some of EQX functionality, there's a few different categories. The most common functionality, or most important for new users, the one they get most excited about, is that by staking their EQX tokens, they're actually helping to provide liquidity to the EQIFi platform. And in return, EQIFi actually gives them preferential rewards like passive income. That's the number one thing that most people like the most about EQX, but that's not the only category of benefit. The second one is, like we mentioned, enhances the experience and the results that you get with EQIFi. Well, one of those ways is by granting a more favorable LTV, or LTV is something called loan to value ratio. That's essentially the ratio of the loan that you get relative to the value of your collateral. So depending on how much EQX you have, you can actually get a better, more favorable LTV ratio. So we'll take a look at what an example of that looks like in a minute. So that's a high level overview, but there are many, many more features and benefits of owning EQX. Some other ones are here listed on this slide, and we're not going to go through every single one of these. We encourage you to go to EQIFi.com and go to the token page, and you can learn about all of these in detail. But no matter what your financial goals are, there is going to be a corresponding benefit by owning EQX and using it on the platform. That will manifest itself in things like reduced fees, higher limits, higher LTVs like we talked about, so on and so forth. So we encourage you to read up on the different benefits as it corresponds to whatever your financial goals are. Okay, so now let's take a look at a practical example of how EQX would actually enhance the results that someone might get when they use it on the EQIFi platform. So let's say that I am a customer and I'm interested in borrowing from EQIFi. So let's say that the agreed upon loan amount at the at the time that it's assigned is at a borrowing rate of 11.25%. Well, if I own EQIFi and if I own 10,000 EQX tokens for the duration of the loan, my LTV ratio actually will increase to 63%. And therefore, the borrowing rate that I'm able to get will decrease from 11.25% down to 10.97%. So under 11% in this case. And that's not all. The more EQX that I have, the better those results are. So let's say in this case, now I own 1,000,000 EQX for the duration of the loan. In that case, my LTV ratio increases to 84%, and therefore my borrowing rate will decrease all the way down to 10.13%. That's more than 1 full percentage point decrease in my borrowing rate simply by owning EQX. So that's just one example, and this assumes that I, as a customer, am only interested in borrowing funds, but there are many, many more applications, more benefits for lending, for borrowing, for our yield aggregator, on and on. So at this point, you may be asking, all right, where can I go to see more examples? Where can I go to read up on the benefits and purchase some EQX? Well, we encourage everybody to go to EQIFi.com and then navigate to our token page. And there you can find all the resources about EQX. You could stay up to date with all the different news. You could purchase tokens if you have an EQIFi account, on and on and on. So thank you for your interest in EQX. We hope this short video helped answer some of your questions, and we'll see you over at EQIFi.com.